I originally started off wanting to be a visual artist. That was my main call to art. Was I wanted to draw. I wanted to draw. I wanted to um, do anything with art as possible, just anything. And so when I got to elementary school, we had opportunity to pick our major and minor, as they call it. It's kind of starting off really early, kind of like college. And so the first thing I wanted to do, obviously, because what I wanted to do was art. So I want to draw. I was like on the sidewalk drawing with chalk. I was drawing my favorite video game and anime characters, back in the 90s. And when it got time to pick our minor, it was like, I don't know what to pick. I didn't want the neighborhood kids seeing me dance. I didn't want to I didn't want to do chorus. And unfortunately, at the time, I thought that acting and musical theater was boring. And I don't think that now, but I did think that back then as an 8-year-old kid. Keyboard was okay. Forgot the other options they had, but they also had strings. Now, that was the first thing that grabbed my attention. I wanted to play a string instrument. I thought, that's cool. Let's play some violin. However, they didn't start you off with the bow. They start you off plucking. And that was like, oh, come on. I want to do the real thing. That was like the thing I wanted to do. So there was only one option left that I thought was neutral. And I was like, let's pick band. Like, let's pick band. It's fine. It's cool. It was the only like kind of I don't know. It was normal thing I could think of. But then I didn't know what a saxophone was. I didn't know any of that kind of stuff. So when it came time to pick an instrument, I don't know why. I just wanted to impress the teachers. Like, this is what I know. I thought I wanted to be different. My dad always had me like, be a maverick, be different. So my different thing is I want to play cornet. Okay. It's cornet, not trumpet, cornet. And then the teacher, the band director, whose name was Mr. Kleiman, Kerry Kleiman. He said, we're not going to have any more trumpets for like 2 or 3 weeks. Get the order more because everyone was picking trumpet. It was kind of popular. So I guess all the trumpets are gone. So I had to think quick, like, what am I going to play? I don't know what I'm going to play. There was this kid in the front row. His name was Lyndon Stewart. There was a kid in the front row. I'll never forget this. There's a kid in the front row, and he was looking at me with clarinet in his hand. He said, hey, pick clarinet. Come on, pick clarinet, pick clarinet. And I went, okay. There's like 8 clarinet players in the front telling me to pick clarinet. All right, yeah, I just pick clarinet. And that's how I'm talking to you today. just a random decision to, that's how I started. That's like the very beginning.
Do you have any kind of spiritual practice, or do you connected spiritually and helping people?
Definitely an element of a metaphysical in what I'm playing. Things that I think, things that I don't think. And it's kind of hard to explain, but there's oftentimes, there's certain things that I see when I'm playing that are not musically related, like at all. And, I always chalked it up to like, maybe because of synesthesia, because I do have slight, like a little mild synesthesia, like even though I'm colorblind, which is really strange. I've always found that really weird. But then there's also like kind of a thing that happens for me. Like sometimes I'll see, images or video or something like that kind of playing in my head sometimes when I'm playing. And I'll use that to guide how I want to play. It's beyond the notes. I don't look at the changes. Like, I feel like I play my worst when I have to think about changes. That's obviously, everybody doesn't want to think about what they're playing for sure. But there's always a certain element. You're always conscious, right? You're always conscious of something that you're playing. But for me, when I am learning a new tune, or playing something, and there's like a set of chord changes in front of me, if I can't envision how the chord changes are supposed to, if I can't envision a big picture, I just can't play. It's, a lot of people can just run lines and run stuff through chords and stuff, but I don't think about that. It's about the big picture. Again, I came from being an artist, so there's always something bigger there that I'm aligning myself to. And, sometimes, it does feel like I'm connected to something bigger, but as a rather agnostic person myself, it's, sometimes it's there for me. Sometimes it's not, but it's always some type of metaphysical, I think in terms of being connected to something bigger, I do feel like whatever I'm doing, I'm responsible for inspiring other people. I think that's kind of my thing that I've taken as kind of my mission, because it's a thing that I realize all of my teachers in the past have been doing for me. I wouldn't be doing anything here without my band directors from like elementary, middle school, and high school, and then all the mentors I've had through college and everything. I got to study with not only Steve Wilson, but the great Joe Temperley as well, who was an incredible. I feel like I got the cheat codes for saxophone and music from Joe Temperley, to be honest with you. But you know, they all gave me something, and I got to give that back. Not just for me or for them, but you know, I realized like for the whole continuum of this whole thing. You know, it's like, and it's not just for jazz. I mean, there's so many people that, you know, of course, that like, you know, started jazz or music or whatever, and they don't play anymore. But that thing that they did affected them for the rest of their life. Every single thing else that they're going to look at, even if they don't go to it professionally, they're going to look at everything in their life differently. And if God forbid something happens to my jaw, my fingers, whatever, and I can't play the horn anymore or whatever, you know, I'm still going to look at everything in my life through this lens. And so, you know, the fact that that's so possible is one of the reasons why I feel a big responsibility to inspire people, you know, for the rest of my life or after my life or whatever. Like, hope that whatever I'm doing right now can inspire people to be better, you know, just to be the best that they literally can be, like best anything. So if there's any type of spiritual thing, I feel like it's the fact that for some reason I was granted this ability to see that and to feel that and to go towards my best and hopefully help other people reach that same zenith. That's kind of what I feel. you.